So that was a bill that was signed by the Oregon Senate and also their House, and it's supposed to go to the governor, where they're making it a civil offense if you call 911 under the guise of racial lines. Let's go ahead and roll that clip.
Summer, as an elected representative, I was stopped by the police after one of my neighbors called the police on me for going door to door, meeting voters in my district. I was quite surprised.
Hi, no, she's African American from my house.
Bynum says the caller later apologized to her, though she told us race was not a factor. But the incident, and others like it throughout the country, in which white people called police on African Americans for everyday activities, prompted Bynum and 2 other lawmakers to sponsor legislation.
Under House Bill 3216, a person may bring civil action for damages against any person who knowingly causes a police officer to arrive at a location to contact another person for a reason other than suspected criminal activity.
The plaintiff must also prove the caller intended to discriminate against a person or damage their reputation, and they can only sue for up to $250.
It's not just an inconvenience when a police officer stops me. I have said very simply that when a police officer stops me, I wonder whether I'm going to live the rest of the day.
Republican State Senator Alan Olson of Canby was the only senator to vote against the bill.
I agree with the fact that you shouldn't be calling the police just because you don't like someone, their color, or whatever, their race, their ethnicity, their religion. But on the other side of the coin, I think this bill will dampen the neighborhood watch communities and make our communities less safe.
This sounds good on the surface, ladies and gentlemen, but really listen to what they were saying. They were saying that you have to prove that they called with racial bias intent. How could you really prove that unless they said some N-word on the phone or some sort of stereotypical language that means that they have some sort of anti-black bias? You can't really prove that too much. That's going to be kind of hard for you to prove. And then if you do prove this, it's not even nothing criminal. It's civil. So you could sue them for $250. That's not anything. What you should have said was, you're going to go on the civil route, you should be able to sue them all the way up to $5,000. That's the most you can do small claims court. Do $5,000. I guarantee you, you could start proving it and start suing them for $5,000. That'll start correcting some behavior. But let's call it what it is. You are punishing people who use 911 and weaponize it against black folk. Now, you know this society is not going to participate in punishing those who are doing things along the lines of racism toward us. They're not going to do that. That they may go along with this little fine, but good luck proving it. That's the thing. Like $250 to me is a waste of time to even go to court. I mean, it would be make more sense if it was $5,000 and say, hey, they're going to actually lose some money. Man, anybody can give you $250. There ain't nothing to give. I mean, it's not that 1800s or $250 actually meant something. No, you should have did it $5,000. I mean, I applaud the sister what she was doing and trying to get some laws on the books, and the brothers. I applaud you for getting some sort of public policy. I'm not against you. I'm just saying, why y'all shot so low? Why $250? Who came up with that number? $250. It should be $5,000. How many people have been harassed just for living, selling water, having a cookout, drinking iced tea, selling lemonade, cooking hot dogs? I mean, any little thing you would think of black people have been harassed for. Standing there just looking. He's out there looking. I don't know what he's looking at. He's sitting in a car. Okay, he's sitting in his car. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. I mean, all this harassment, and a lot of times we've seen stories of the police end up killing people. So $5,000 will make you think like, dog, man, I can't even know about to do that again. Because most people don't have $5,000 laying around, but a lot of people can't find $250. That's why I say y'all need to raise the bar up on that. I don't know who came up with that number. That's the only thing that bothers me with the whole thing. The $250 part of it. That ain't crap. So this governor may sign it because to me, you're not really addressing the problem. I mean, the problem is make them pay for using 911 for nefarious reasons. And also, on top of the $5,000, You should have charged them for the cost it was going to be for the police officer to go out there, whatever time it took and police resources it took. That should be attached to the $5,000 as well, to pay the police department back for wasting their time. Then it would be a consequence at that point. But $250, they ain't gonna keep calling. They ain't gonna stop calling. What's $250 to do that? And then you gotta quote unquote prove it. And you know how it is with them. If you don't hear a racial slur, it's not racism. Well, leave me a comment, let me know what you think about this particular story. Like I said, once again, I commend the brothers and sisters for what they're trying to do, but the penalties isn't stiff enough, and the language, they're gonna slip out of it, and they're gonna continue to keep calling, and nothing's gonna happen.